Hey guys, so this is bringing you another video. Welcome back to High Rating Spectate. Today we are continuing the trend of featuring arcane champions. We just did a recording of what champion did we do last game? Memory draws a blank. I can't remember. Someone in chat will tell me. But we're doing Heimer today. Singed, thank you. Again, he was a little bit boring, so I kind of forgot Singed. No, Singed in his own right. He's an interesting champion. Anyway, we're watching Heimer. So like the Singed from last game, the Singed was Challenger and only had Singed in his history. Meanwhile, the enemy team get first blood on the Bard. This Heimer is relatively the same. Not as high rating, so this is a Master player. But again, only as Heimer in their Mastery history. Which again, Mastery, as I've said, if you play one ARAM or one normal game on a champion, you'll get 100 Mastery points. You'll get some type of Mastery point. This person only has Mastery on Heimer. That is it. That is the only champion they have Mastery on. So, only a Heimer player. And from what we could see, we were in their match history. Me and the Twitch chat were like, which game do we watch? Very, very consistent high damage. So, you can see here, starting level 1 and doing a triple turret opening for his Graves. Why? Well, if he does it really early, you can see in the bottom left here, he's got his 3 turrets available again. So there's no real big disadvantage. He's full mana. He's got his turrets back. Not really a big disadvantage. So like we did, because these are like a how-to episode, the one actually thing that I remembered I forgot to do in the last commentary, even though I thought it was a good one for Singed, I forgot to go fully over the runes. So I'll make sure to do that today. But anyway, the spells. So, passive, Hextech Affinity, and obviously if you have watched the Arcane series and you're looking to pick up League, you'll obviously recognise some of the language, Hextech, etc. But it's Heimerdinger gains 20% movement speed near his turrets and ally towers. His Q, and meanwhile a lot of stuff is happening in bot lane, is the actual turret. So Heimer constructs a turret that attacks nearby enemies. Heimer can have 3 turrets active at once, and turrets slowly build a charge, which you'll see above the tower. That's the bar that you're building a charge on. So it slowly build up a charge. At maximum charge, they fire a stronger attack. You'll see it like a big kind of like a weird Neo Cortex gun from Crash Bandicoot in a way. Hey Winfang and Dank Jesus, 44 months tier 1 says, hey Huzzy, haven't played Pokemon since Crystal. What's a good Pokemon game to get an old school player back into it? I'd say Let's Go Generation 1 on the Switch. I thought Let's Go was absolutely perfect. Anyway, but then also, if Heimer gets too far away, his turrets will deactivate after 8 seconds, and the ability can stack up to 3 charges. So you put a turret down, it'll instantly go on cooldown, and you can see right in the bottom left, it's quite hard to see, but there's a 3 in the top right of the queue. That means he can put down 3 turrets back to back to back, and then it will, recharge up to 3 again. So that's where you put turrets down and let it recharge, and eventually, you're pretty safe. Tam going for an engage on the Heimer. Why? Udir's here. So a 2v1 situation, Heimer is definitely in trouble. Lands a double grenade with the damage done from the towers. Can he get away? No. Ghosted Udir. That is a dead Heimer. So he did have vision down, by the way. He just didn't react to it, and he was very overextended. And yeah, he got engaged on by the Tam. So unfortunate death from Heimer, but that is always going to be quite hard to survive, I would say. Moving on, we did mention the grenade, which is his E. Oh, wait, we haven't even done W. His rocket, sorry. So W is rocket, is Heimer unleashes a barrage of 5 rockets that deal damage, magic damage, to the first enemy hit. Additional rockets deal reduced damage. And yeah, nearby, also the passive of it is nearby turrets gain 20% charge per rocket that hits a champion. So that's kind of like the nice combo. You have your turrets down, you hit them with the W, and then your own towers do their own extra bit of damage also. The thing with it is with the Heimer W, it's a bit weird that you can either kind of single all 5 rockets into one like specific area, or you can spread them massively and wide. So you can change how you actually fire the rockets. The E is a grenade, which is a magic damage grenade that slows in a nearby enemy area, but if you absolutely land on point of the actual grenade itself, you will stun the enemy. And then if you hit an enemy champion fully, so if you hit a champion fully, like you stun an enemy champion, it gives your turrets the full charge straight away to do their extra big damage. And then the ultimate, which I'm not going to fully go over everything specific, basically you press your ultimate and then whichever next ability you use, it buffs up that ability. So if you ultimate and then press Q, the turret, it'll give you a big turret, a more powerful turret. If you Q and press W, the rockets, it'll give you much more powerful rockets. If you Q and do the grenade, it's a much more powerful grenade that even then starts bouncing and can stun people as it continues to travel. So, yeah. So that is Heimer in a nutshell. Rune-wise, by the way, so pretty standard. There might be some differences with Heimer players here or there, but Arcane Comet does seem to be the go-to on average. So Arcane Comet, Mana Flow Band, Absolute Focus, and Gathering Storm. That seems completely fine to me, absolutely. And then is actually going Precision Second, so Presence of Mind, Cut Down, which again, this one is probably going to be quite situational. Because if you're against a tank like Tam Kench against you in top lane, Cut Down is going to be very, very handy. If you're against something squishier, it probably doesn't matter. Tam going for an engage again, but Heimer's now hit level 6. He's ulted, so that is the ulted up Q. I will try to point out when he's used them. That is the increased auto attack. So look at the damage done by Heimer. Not bad at all. And yeah, so not bad. And then finally has gone ability power, and has actually gone magic resist for the defensive one as the third one. This is weird by Tam. Another engage into the rockets, and there we go. So that was odd by Tam to do that. Gives Heimer a nice free kill there. I don't know why the Tam did that. Like, to me, the Tam should have been playing a bit defensive. Heimer's teleporting. Wait, teleports are fixed. We can actually see it happening. So he's teleported in. Can he get the Yuumi? He lands the grenade, lands the rocket, and Bard gets the kill. Not bad. You are seeing... Whoa, the Tiger dot damage is a lot. And you can see very briefly, even though Heimer died, the turret does go a little bit more auto attacks after Heimer dies, but alas, he does go down. And that was a very high Udyr damage. Again, this Udyr is running the new lethal tempo, which does not surprise me at all. But it's good to go help his team get a kill on the Yuumi. Arguably not really worth the TP though. If he got the kill, it would have been more worth, but Bard got the kill. And obviously he has now burnt both of his summoners TP and he used Flash and he still died. So I'd say that roam actually wasn't great. And typically it's actually quite rare to see a Heimer roam. But yeah. So, yeah, that's a good thing to mention is if you see the cogs that go around Cogmore sometimes, sorry, not Cogmore, Heimer, I don't know why they've actually disappeared. There they are. That's actually the stacks of how many turrets he has available to put down right now. So you can see there's only one cog floating around because he only has one charge available. Tam running away. Took a lot of damage though. Expect to see Heimer running. Can he stop this? This would be good. No, you won't get there in time. But Tam actually based, by the way, in a bush with a control ward. So it's a bit weird that Tam didn't kill that. But yeah, Liandry would be the expected thing for Heimer. Now, there is also a thing with Heimer players, typically, of what do you max? Do you max your turret or do you max your rocket? And I've played a bit of Heimer over the years, and typically, I would say, and again, I'm not an expert, you're seeing this Heimer is maxing Q, the turret. Typically, from what I see, is in top lane, you max your Q, and in mid lane, you max your W, because they are slightly different playstyles of Heimer. Heimer in mid lane is typically goes a bit more bursty as an actual carry, therefore the rocket does more burst damage, therefore you max rocket first. In top lane, where you're against a lot of the time bruisers or tanks, and you're going to be buying a Liandry to do the burn damage, well, the auto attacks from the turrets will activate Liandry continuously burning an enemy opponent, therefore you want to make your turret stronger. That, I think, is generally the theory, but it also could come down to your playstyle. You could be a Heimer that values turrets more. You could be a Heimer that values rockets more. Ultimate comes down by Heimer into the grenade. Look at the damage. That is high damage. You buy one, you get one free. Tam's come over to help. And yes, that is 4 players, blue team players, including one of the bot lane. And Lux gets the kill. So really high damage, honestly, you're seeing from this Heimer. Much higher than I'd expect. Arguably, that is a squishy Udyr, running obviously lethal tempo. But still, impressive damage from the Heimer so far. Much higher than I typically would go with now. And when I play Heimer, I do value ulting and then grenade because it gives a lot of CC. If you notice, every single ultimate upgrade that this Heimer's done so far has been the turret. Because he's maxing the turret, that is his DPS, so he's ulting the turret every time. Now, here is the reason why I selected this replay, everybody, is now happened. We're 10 minutes into the game. Hey, Zelge. We're 10 minutes into the game, and you just saw that Caitlyn has disconnected. Now, spoiler warning, she doesn't come back. This game now is a 4v5. Now, we all know in League of Legends, 4v5s are nearly impossible in modern day League. The Rift Herald gets killed, they do get the TAM. So this is now a 4v5. Let's see how they can do a 4v5. Because that really interests me. We're in Master as a rating, very high. How on earth can they do anything in a 4v5 game anymore? So let's, see and watch. So the Heimer's doing great. Is the tier 2 turret going to go down? Udir's with a Yuumi. Unsurprising. He is going to commit to the turret. He gets it. That's really good because he's going to go down, but he committed to it. If he just ran away and was like, no, I want to try and live, he never was going to get away from an Udyr Yuumi. So he committed to the tier 2 and he actually got the tier 2. So that's better decision making. Arguably, he could have just backed away a bit earlier and got the tier 2 later without dying. But still, that's fine. So has gone the Liandry. Second item, just a needlessly large rod. Now, I would say it would surprise me if he does go Deathcap second. Maybe in my mind in this game with an Udyr that's going to be, he's not tanky because he's gone lethal tempo into Stridebreaker. But Demonic in my mind against a TAM would be pretty good. But I think he's going Deathcap. So that'll be interesting to see. Again, he's doing a lot of damage. Meanwhile, Ezreal gets one shot by a Lux. He's doing a lot of damage. So there are some Heimers out there that, again, may value tick damage more. They may value burst damage more. Or weirdly, there's a bit of a hybrid. And maybe this Heimer is doing the hybrid. Or he has the Liandry for the tick damage, but then give me that death cap for the bigger boom. That's maybe what we're looking at here. Victor weirdly ults the minion wave. That's a bit odd. Which is a bit weird. But now you're seeing Heimer move away from top. So he's done his job in top lane. He's killed both towers. They're dead. He cannot go up there and stay in this area and look to push here. He will die every time with an Udyr Yuumi gank. So he's swapping up what he's doing with doing a lot of damage to the enemy team, by the way. To two of them. He's not going top lane anymore. And, I don't blame him. There is a fight happening down here with Udyr, Yuumi, Bard, and Graves. Udyr's damage is just very high, gets one kill. And remember, this is a 4v5. Lux gets the Ezreal again, so that the Ezreal is having a rough time surviving. But, yeah, we'll see what happens, because it's a 4v5. Arguably, what I would say is, right now, blue team is leading. If I was in this position, you've got a decently strong Heimer, you've got a strong Lux, and your Graves isn't doing too bad either when it comes to damage. Group. I would group right now because you are inevitably going to get outscaled in a 4v5 practically in every situation. An extra player is worth a lot more than an extra item or something. It's an actual champion that's going to be doing more abilities. So I think if blue team wants to try and push it right now, they need to group. And if they can one-shot somebody, like one-shot the Ezreal at the beginning of a team fight, well, then suddenly it is a 4v4. It's not a 4v5. You one-shot somebody, boom, it's an even team fight straight away. And that's what I think they should be looking to do. So Dragon has spawned. Ezreal's actually top lane right now, but so is Lux. They might be looking to try and do this, but Udyr is on it also. So Dragon going over to red team. Heimer's not there. Graves isn't there. So there's no contest of this. Lux is looking for a pick, I think, on this Ezreal, who, again, has had a pretty rough game. Arguably... Oh, my God, Ezreal, bud. He's dead. Interesting, E. Yeah, the Ezreal's 1 and 7, which, again, arguably, and this is the point, it happens in every single rating, this is Master. No one would... logically, you would think, I think every solo queue player would think, if you're in Master, you're pretty damn good at the game, and you are. But this is where it's the human aspect of solo queue, that this Ezreal, I would wager, is either tilted or not even thinking. That they know, by this point of the game, Caitlyn is AFK. She is not here. So all Ezreal needs to do is have a relatively clean mid-game to recover his game a little bit, and he will be more useful than the Caitlyn, because she's not even in the game. But this Ezreal, unfortunately, I guess, is tilted or not thinking through, like, everything through, that he's maintaining, kind of feeding the enemy team and giving them increased strength. That's the only way that blue team would probably continue to win this game, is if, arguably, they keep overfeeding a Lux. They keep doing, like, giving Heimer free gold, and then they're going to lose the game anyway. Hey, Leviathan. Hey, Coralipus. Hey, both of you. So that's the thing that sometimes players need to do, is take a step back and kind of go, bigger picture is, oh, this is a 4v5. We can win this game inevitably. Let's kind of just chill a little bit, wait out the game, and stop feeding. But again, that's, as I've mentioned, it's the human aspect that not every player, even in Master, even in Challenger, sometimes people don't think rationally, is the way that I would say. So there's a big fight happening near top. The Bard, Graves, is once again fighting the Udyr Yuumi, and once again they do get them. The buy one, get one free could happen. Bard should have advantage over the Yuumi, so they actually do end up winning that fight, which is good. Heimer, though, having a split push mentality at the moment, which I don't think is bad. I just, I'd like him to try and kill. Oh, there's his dead. So he's going for the Ezreal. So far, hasn't ulted. Didn't need to. So he's actually saved his ultimate. Has now ulted. Got an ulted tower. Tam now is taking a lot of damage, but does ult the Heimer. Look at the Tam's health is going down. Heimer flashes into the damage. Double kill Heimer 2v1. So bad by the Ezreal to die again. But also really good play that he was confident enough. I 100%, I think most people would. I would have ulted to kill the Ezreal. But this guy didn't, because he probably knew I don't need to ult to kill this Ezreal. And then he needed the ultimate to finish off the Tam. Otherwise, this Heimer was dead. So really smart play to kind of decide when was the right time to use that ult. Because it's a big deal. You're upgrading one of your abilities. You want to use that at the right time. A lot of the time, I've seen Heimers ultimate and use their turret for a team fight. And then the team fight just runs away and his turret's done nothing. So arguably, the wrong time to use it. You want to use it when the fight is being committed and you need to get that extra damage down with it. So not bad. Gold-wise, let's have a little look. I'd expect Lux is maybe... Oh, no. So Heimer right now is the second highest gold in the game behind the Udyr, who again, arguably has been fed a little bit, spoon-fed. He has a Yuumi attached to him permanently, so it's kind of like an extra item basically on him. Lux getting another one-shot on the Ezreal. This guy just cannot survive. Wrong positioning, getting himself one-shot. It's not good to see, but it is worth showing, because so many people in average ratings would never expect in a Master game someone, one, would be 1 and 9, and 2, so many of you go, if you were in this game, you're on red team, you would be kind of screaming, going, dude, it's a 4v5, stop feeding. You would, we all would. So it's kind of funny to show you guys it does happen. So, item build, by the way, for Heimer, he has picked up that Dark Seal, which Dark Seal I wouldn't say is 100% an item choice for Heimer. I don't think it's a bad one. The thing with Heimer, I kind of feel he's a champion that it's either going to go very good or quite bad. So Dark Seal is quite risky. But if you do think you've got a free matchup, like again, the Tam against him is 0-4, the Ezreal is chain feeding. So even though, it's a 4v5, maybe the Heimer's got some confidence to get stacks. Meanwhile, Udyr, once again with the Yuumi attached to him. Nice ult. Will it be a grenade on top? Will he time it? No. He's going for the Victor with that turret, with the grenade. Boom. Victor dies. Ultimate Tower is still attacking, by the way, onto the side. The DPS is coming down more than you think. Blue buff is being contested. Graves gets it. Ezreal's getting autoed a bunch. He is actually probably going to go down. Potentially W by Graves. One more auto. Is he going to E over? No, he's not. Lux getting found a bear, man-bear pig. But he just runs away. And that'll be the end of that fight. So they are doing quite well. So the one thing I would say of any game that you're in a 4v5 situation, weirdly, as weird as it may sound, Heimer is not a bad champion to have on your team if it's a 4v5. Because, again, you can have your damage a bit more spread by your turrets. And you can have a big turret. And that's a big distraction. So even though you don't have the same champion number of bodies in a fight... Look at that damage, by the way. Not bad at all. You're having kind of spread damage happening, kind of like you do have an extra champion in a fight. That's not bad. So that was really good. You also saw how much damage that Heimer dealt to that Victor. And I'm not 100% sure or not, but Victor does have Crown. So I don't know if Crown activated during that. I presume not, because that was a lot of damage by the Heimer. And he has now finished his Death Cap. So he has opted for Death Cap second, which is a very aggressive build. Which is good to see, to be honest, because I wouldn't normally put Heimer as a second item Death Cap player or champion. But it's good to see. Is now buying a Blasting Wand. Again, Riley, potentially. Riley is never bad in most situations of Heimer. Your turrets will activate the slow. And you've got a Tam that you can kite. You've got an Udyr that always can get kited. So that might not be a bad thing to go, is Riley. Also worth knowing, you might see it right here and now, Heimer is a Baron champion, so he's ulted, he's putting turrets down, he's got 4 turrets down right now. Udyr is making his way to try and stop this. Look at the Baron's health. This is Heimer alone. Yuumi ult's coming down. Oh, mispositioned by Heimer. The turret's not doing enough. And again, the turrets are nearly killing the Baron. The Baron is dying. Now the turrets have deactivated on 2,000 health. Heimer nearly soloed that. Tam's trying to save the Udyr, which also inadvertently eats the Yuumi as well. It arguably shouldn't do that. Nice Q by Lux. Gets 1, gets 2. Tam's in trouble. Get the stun from the Bard. And there we go. Now that fight, they have aced the enemy team. And it's worth knowing that Heimer, his turrets, his ultimate, all was for a Baron. So imagine if his turrets weren't on the Baron, they were actually fighting the enemy team. That would have been an insanely high, fast wipe for the enemy team. It wouldn't have even been close. And to be fair, it wasn't actually that close. They only killed Heimer in that fight. So turrets are going down again. He doesn't have his ultimate one up yet. It's up in 5 seconds. There was a TP here with Rich's Victor. Don't think he's going to be able to do enough. And there is Baron. So that is a big thing. If you are looking to pick up Heimer, you are looking to start playing the champ. Do not be Baron shy. Baron is a very, obviously, good objective to get, and Heimer is one of the best champions in the game at killing Baron. Like, you may not always think about it, because you'd probably more go with an actual DPS champion, like an AD carry, like a Jinx or a Vayne, that is the best at killing Baron. Heimer is probably better, because his turrets are actually taking, they're tanking it for him, so he's not losing health, and it's consistent burn damage on Baron. So the enemy team is genuinely losing a 4v5, they are, and it's very good play. So obviously, so far I would say very big props to the Lux also. She's having a good game. Her kills, I would say, are a little bit inflated, I would say, because a lot of it is just killing this Ezreal. It's not like she's killing the Udyr a lot, who's like arguably the most fed player. Whoa, let's watch that again. So let's see what just happened there. All right, so let's get a better angle of it. So Ezreal walks over. Okay, he is low. He then... Okay, yeah. That was less impressive than I thought it was going to be. I thought Ezreal was full health, but he wasn't. So again, the Ezreal now 1-11. And you are actually watching right now a 4v5 happening, which is a bit... You know, if I was on the red team and I lost this game, I would be embarrassed. Like, I genuinely would be. I think most of us would be embarrassed to lose a 4v5 in Master in modern day League. The 4v5s, I think, were more... They were easier back in the day a little bit. The game is so... I don't know, like, I just think you can't really 4v5, but having a Heimer on your team definitely helps with that, as we mentioned, and they are looking to end. So we saw Tam was bot lane. A Heimer turret comes down, ulted. Tam's going to try and kill it, but the DPS is going down. Heimer turrets, by the way, yes, they can hit towers, and they do a lot of damage. Oh, Ezreal mispositioned again. 12 death Ezreal. We need to get some Heimer turrets on the go. So there's one here. We want to get maybe some in this area. Will Caitlyn get LP? No. So the game will detect that she's disconnected. She will not get any LP. Lever Buster with the update has fixed that problem. So Heimer just staying in kind of the relative safety of minions, not wanting to get too involved over here, and is just looking to end. So yes, the turrets even do hit the Nexus. And ladies and gentlemen, that is a very good game, a very good display of how to play Heimer. This game also, Heimer did do the most damage, above the 9-0 Lux, surprisingly, maybe. And yeah, very impressive. They won a 4v5 in Master rating. Arguably, a lot of it was due to, well, if you look at the enemy team, 1-12 Ezreal, 0-4 Victor, 0-5 Tam. So they did deserve to lose the game. There's no doubt about that. But it's just like the enemy team didn't kind of reset themselves in like composure and kind of go, right, Caitlyn's gone. It doesn't look like she's coming back. Let's calm it down. That's all we need to do. Calm down the game. Don't risk anything. Don't get aced. And maybe they could have pulled out a victory with the number advantage. They didn't do that. They just kept playing like a Fiesta and kept dying a lot, which is just really weird. But there we go. That is Heimer. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Again, we have a couple more champions to go from the ARCANE series, and then we would have covered them all. I think we have Caitlyn and Echo to go. I think that's technically it so far of the confirmed champions that were in Season 1. I probably am not going to do a spectate for both of them. I'll probably do a spectate for Echo, because I don't play Echo too much. But I'll probably play a game of Caitlyn myself. But that is going to be it. If you guys did enjoy, do throw a like on it, throw a comment, throw a subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.
Call down the reckoning to bring back hope and peace. Restore our glory to live forever. lost to